Could our Minnesota Vikings be gearing up to do something, I guess, quote unquote, unexpected when you're talking about the backup quarterback position? You're talking about going into the draft and drafting one of these guys. I'll say if the Vikings are going to go this route, which part of me is like, I might not have that much of an issue with it. I do believe that if they were to take that route, I say that they're going to trade back. Okay. The Minnesota Vikings definitely aren't going quarterback with the 24th pick. I can almost bet any amount of money on that. But what I will say is there is a possibility they trade back, maybe get some type of 6th round pick, a 7th round pick, whatever. And then your guys like Kyle McCord, your guys like, I don't know, Dylan Gabriel may fall, even though I do believe he's a little better than what people are kind of projecting him to be. I think they're talking about his size a little too much. But I really want to talk about the guy that has kind of been circling around in the Viking sphere, and that is your boy Will Howard from Ohio State. I mean, usually your rivals turn into idols or your idols turn into rivals, whatever the case may be. But imagine having the Ohio State national championship winning quarterback on the team on top of the Michigan winning championship quarterback on the team. You know what I mean? Like, I think that would be semi-interesting. And, you know, at the end of the day, you want some experience there, but I'm a big believer in we can lean on the coaches we have in place. Kevin O'Connell. I don't think having a veteran quarterback on the roster is that important. It is important, but I don't know if it's that important. I don't know if it's going to make or break our situation in Minnesota just based off of how the roster's built. And again, the pieces that are in place to coach these kids up, man. I think these guys have a good system going right now when it comes to the quarterback in particular. We've seen multiple quarterbacks have some type of success in our system. So I wouldn't think it would be any different for our quarterback one right now, JJ McCarthy, or if you were to go and get one of these guys in the draft, especially in the later round, it kind of makes sense, man. Jon Gruden, there's always a quarterback coming into the draft, regardless of what year it is, that's going to get compared to a Josh Allen. Okay. And recently, Will Howard went on the Jon Gruden QB school or whatever the case is, and he compared him to Josh Allen, man. You know, now last year, Joe Milton, you can compare to Josh Allen. Just really, they do this based off of height and build, and then also having with that height and build, you mix the athletic ability in there, and it's like, okay, this guy can kind of play. He can possibly be a semi-Josh Allen prototypical type player. So that's something that I feel like a lot of teams across the NFL would want at quarterback. I would agree with that, right? Who doesn't want a Josh Allen type of guy running their team? Well, here's what Gruden said. It said, former Raiders head coach Jon Gruden is giving praise to the young quarterback prospect. Jon Gruden compared Howard to MVP quarterback Josh Allen when he had him come into the league. You're a big dual threat quarterback, aren't you? Asking the question, right? That's MVP of the league. He's a big dual threat quarterback. How the hell do people not like you as the number one quarterback in the draft? Well, there's a plethora of reasons why I don't think they like him as the number one quarterback. I think Gruden, you know, that's a stretch there. But again, I get it, man. You got the kid on your show. You're going to hype him up, give him confidence. I think that's all part of the formula as well as having him on the show. So it is what it is. He said, the other thing I love about you, make a note, no step throws. This might be the best thing you do at Ohio State. This is great under fire. That is first round pick. This is big time. That is one of the big throws I have seen. All right. Hey, man, he said you're like Josh Allen, man. You know what I mean? Like, Gruden thinks he's like Josh Allen. I don't know if I'm going to go that far, but this is what I'll say about somebody like Will Howard. Having 2 championship pedigrees on the team in the quarterback room with JJ and Will Howard, I don't think it would be a bad thing. I think there's potential there. You know, I would say if you're going to get Ryan Tannehill or whatever other backup quarterback as far as veteran goes, I mean, can you ask yourself, well, is it first of all, it's going to be more price friendly if you get a guy with a 6th round pick or even a 5th round pick. You're going to save a ton of money. But then also, Is the Ryan Tannehill that much better? Will there be that much more production to where if something was to happen, you had to put a Will Howard in there instead? Is there that much drop off? Or maybe Brett Rippon is the QB2 and us fans are just blind to the fact that, hey, the Vikings are going to draft another quarterback. Brett Rippon's QB2. He's the so-called veteran on the QB depth chart right now. That's just what it is. And we might have to accept that. And that's cool. I trust the process and you should too. But nothing excites me more than waiting to see what JJ McCarthy brings to this team, because at the end of the day, the injury doesn't change anything about how I feel and what I believe JJ McCarthy is going to bring to this franchise. And as a fan, I think it's going to be fun to watch him go out there and do his thing week in and week out, man. Will Howard, man, are you okay with the Vikings drafting? And it doesn't even have to just be Will Howard, but are you okay with the Vikings taking a chance on a young quarterback, a rookie quarterback in the 2025 draft coming up in about 2 weeks? Drop it down in the comments. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer, who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gon' do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.